Hey, good to see you back today. A little flow, up and down and all around. We're going to start standing, we're going down to the floor, then we're going to repeat it all, and then you can do a relaxation if you like. So it's one of those get the job done kind of movement flows. You need a little bit of experience for this, because otherwise it might potentially become a little bit frustrating. So you want to have familiarity with some of the movements just so that you can comfortably continue moving and not get yourself in a pickle. Shall we meet at the top of the mat? So feet comfortably hip width, or maybe toes together, heels apart. It kind of depends what feels best for you. Lengthening up through the crown. Taking a nice deep breath. Expanding the ribs. Letting the belly move. Just take a moment to notice what your body is saying. Is it hard or easy for you to stand tall like this? What's your mood like? How do you feel right now? What has brought you to your mat today? What kind of intention do you bring to your practice? Setting your intention, you can take your hands together in front of your heart. It's a beautiful centering gesture. It always helps you bring focus into your mind. From here, either arms together or hands together, arms long or apart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do a couple. Inhale, lengthen, so arms apart or hands together. Exhale. Now you would move as you're moving through this in a way that feels helpful for you. So you're not trying to be extra super big in your movement. You're just going to see what the body says. Does it want you to go bigger? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, and then straighten the legs as you take the crown of the head down. Inhale. Now, straightening legs doesn't mean that you have them straight. You're working to pushing away from the floor, breathing out as you fold. Inhale, chair. Now, there's loads of type of chairs. Upright chairs, the more you bend in the ankle, the more you move your knees forward, the easier it feels to be upright. Beautiful. Lengthening. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, extending, lengthening, hands together maybe. And then shift the weight into your right leg. Take up your left leg and then crossing over onto the thigh. You sit down, the knee goes down to the ground, the toes and the ball of the foot stay pulled up towards the knee. And then you can either have hands together or hands out, balancing, folding. Whoop, see, there you go. Talking and balancing at the same time does not work. So you want to kind of do your balancing, maneuvering, holding there for a moment. Superb. And then we're going to remember that you have had your left leg on top of your right leg. Nice. Release. Inhale. Lengthening. And lacing the hands. Exhale. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, gently fold against the legs. Dangling, let the arms come up and over. Now remember, if your hands don't easily reach together and you prefer to hold a towel between your hands, that's totally fine. Good. Unwind the arms. Inhale up. And exhale, hands down. Lace the hands one more time. Inhale. Heel toe the feet maybe a little bit wider. Exhale, bend and fold, wider feet, different position, notice the difference. And then on the next exhale, squatting down. Nice little position here. The foot position is kind of personal. Do use the arms a little bit to press outward. Notice what the hips say about this. And from here, we're going to go into the boat pose. So just gently lower yourself onto your bum. Take your feet up, take your feet together. You can hold on to the back of the knee. You can point your feet or flex them, whatever feels more supported for you. And the arms can be out. You can lengthen your legs, hold, lengthen the belly. Superb. And then you're going to put your feet down, lengthen up. I'm just going to take my mic off and we're going to roll down so that we end up on the back of the body. Breathing out. Feet in a hip width position. Now have a check-in with where you are. And we're going to do articulation up towards the top of the bridge. So you're going to flatten the lower back and peel up, hold at the top. Breathe. Now find the happy medium where you've got enough effort in the back of the leg, in the hamstrings and the bum, and a tiny little bit of effort in the lower back, but not to the point where it feels jammed up. We want a nice lengthening in the front. Wonderful. And then very slowly, one vertebrae at a time back down. And then you can hug your knees in. And you can rock yourself, peel your head off the ground so you're in a ball position, rock yourself back up, or you can turn to the side and come to sitting. Wonderful. Legs out in front. I'm just going to scoot back a little bit so that I'm maybe more in the middle of the picture so you don't get a little odd shape there on the side. So feet parallel or feet together, it kind of is a personal thing. You may find you want to sit on something, you can still do that. We're going to lengthen up, inhale, and exhale forward. Now, where you put your chest makes a difference to the sensation in the back of the leg. Whether your toes are up or pointed also changes the sensation. Maybe just having a little play there with the chest position and with the foot position. Beautiful. So there's a lengthening happening there. Wonderful. Inhale, exhale, turn to one side, opening, lengthening. The hand behind you doesn't really bear any weight. It's more about the shoulder drawing back. You could even have your hand in the small of the back. And then inhale, exhale other way. Now watch your feet, that you're not doing a go-kart pedaling kind of racing car driver pedaling action. Keeping the feet square as if they're against the skirting board. Inhale in the middle. Wonderful. Shall we see if we can come back up to the top? Now, either you're going to cross your legs and see if you can come up that way. You can come onto your hands and knees and come back up. Or you can do a rolling action and come up. So there's loads of ways of getting off the floor, right? What I'm saying, maybe don't take the kind of traditional let's just crawl off the floor action. Maybe just be a little bit creative. So if I am rolling a couple of times, maybe I can come up. Oh, look at that. Reaching. Nice. And then from there, pushing up to the top. Inhale. Now I need to take my microphone. You can meet me at the top. Wonderful. So there, we're back to standing. Did you manage to get off the ground in a creative, interesting way? Now, definitely something that we should be working on continuously, the getting off the ground, because otherwise getting down to the ground is going to be scary, and that's no good, is it? So let's do it again from the top of the mat and do the whole flow again. From Tadasana, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Maybe you've got your feet in a different position this time, maybe wider. Inhale, just see what feels good. Exhale, push away. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, chair pose, knees tracking forward along the middle toe. Now I've got my feet wider as a different sensation. You can rock from heel to toe to find where you get the sensation in the legs, when you're in the toes, when you're more in the heel, when you're more folded, when you're more upright. Wonderful. Exhale, fold. Inhale, another chair. If you squeeze your hands together, you get a different sensation, lengthening. Wonderful. Exhale, fold. Reach back, inhale all the way up to the top. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, open the chest. And hold. Good. Nice. Release the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Weight into your left leg. Bringing the right knee up. Hold. Crossing for your folded chair. So I'm just going to turn a little bit around so you can see better. So the toe up towards the knee. The bum goes back, the spine is long, the arms are out or here to the center. So see if you can find a balanced position, at the same time gently pressing the knee on the crossed leg down. So it's a downward action of the thigh. When you have held for a moment and you have found some strength and stability here, we're going to go for the forward folding part with the arms. Coming up, inhale, lengthen, feet parallel, maybe a little bit wider. Exhale, inhale, lacing the hands, open the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Knuckles to the sky. Arms sweeping up. As you sit down into a squat, holding your squat, maybe you need to be closer, maybe you need to be wider, maybe you are still on the ball of the foot, which is okay. You can work on coming down towards the floor, right? Or you support yourself. It's a bit harder in a flow to be supported. Slowly sitting down and finding a boat pose. Maybe you're going to hug your legs together all the way and squeeze them very tightly together, tightening your thigh muscles, holding tight in the belly. Maybe you're reaching to offset the heaviness of the body. Maybe you're a little bit lower here. Maybe you're going all out and trying to open the whole thing up. Oh, and it's shaking. Yeah, that's a bit of hard work there, just for you. So, boat pose is never easy, okay? It's a strength pose. So practicing the boat pose regularly will help you make it a little bit more comfortable, but you don't want to like overdo it like with everything. If you do it all the time, it's no good either. Slowly rolling down, coming ready for the bridge. Feet maybe in a different position this time. Maybe you go a bit wider, articulating back up, holding at the top. Notice what happens if you have a different foot position, lengthening the hips. Are you happy at the neck? Do you need to take your shoulders closer together to get a little bit more whole body extension rather than just the lower back jamming up? So getting the spine to be evenly lengthening and back bending. Superb. Slowly back down, one vertebrae at a time. Now you can have your legs long and roll up from here, or you can have your feet standing up and roll up from there, or you can hug your knees in and rock yourself up or roll to the side. So we're meeting sitting from wherever you're coming from. Inhale, chin to chest, exhale, peeling up, and then we're back to tall, legs long. I'm just going to scoot back, and we're going to push the heels of the feet out. The balls of the feet come towards the face, lengthening. And we're going to try a few different ways. So I'm bending the knees a little bit. I'm taking the whole body as one line from there to there, forward, and feel what happens. Good. Coming back. Now, rounding down, keeping the knees slightly unlocked and the toes up. Beautiful. And then we're going to point the toes and sit upright and fold. The folding is about keeping the front of the body long but not going into flexion, into rounding. And then you're going to see if you can round on the last one. So there were 4 different ways. And then we're going to do it from the top again. Toes up, lengthen, hinging. Maybe pushing the heels away and working towards straightening. It's a fairly strong stretch there. Picking up that chest will give you that length through the front of the body. So instead of focusing here, focus here on the sternum. Now, do the same thing, but kind of rounding down and reaching forward. Notice the difference. Now coming back, pointing the toes, hinging. Think about the sternum lifting. And then you're going to do the same thing with pointed toes in rounding. Different sensation. Wonderful. So then we said we're going to see if we can come back up to a squat. So how could you come up to a squat? This way is probably harder, right, than to kind of come from there. Maybe take the knees a little bit wider, roll a couple of times. Must make yourself quite round, chin in, so really hedgehog style. So if you've been to a Pilates class with me or anybody else and you've done rolling like a ball, you'll know this movement. If you've done some of the videos, you might have done it with me. Ooh, there you go. So it's practice, right? Like everything. I like to play with movement, and that's why it kind of suits me a little bit easier maybe than somebody else. But if I didn't practice anything, then I wouldn't be able to do it either. So folding maybe, then you can restack, rolling up to the top, coming to standing. Very nice. And from here, we're going to take just a moment to stand upright and find that length through the top of the head, arms relaxed by the side. Now sliding maybe the ears a little bit further back so they're more over the middle of the shoulder rather than in front, over your toes. Checking in with how your body feels right now. So standing finish is quite different than lying down finish. Maybe you feel a bit enlivened, your body feels a little bit more ready. Wonderful. Checking in with how you feel, what's your mood like? So often we don't know how we actually feel. Don't need to know why. We just want to kind of be a bit more clear on what is actually going on. Is it, disappointment or anxiety, or is it just kind of a low mood where you're just not quite feeling right? Sometimes it's not really that easy to put a name to it, but with practice we can become a little bit more clear on what is going on for us. Maybe you're just really happy, and that's okay too. Can you distinguish the kind of happiness? I sometimes feel centered or even, which means I'm neither super happy nor am I super sad. I'm just, I suppose, content. It's quite interesting. It's like this study that you're doing, self-study. And then practicing gratitude. What are you really grateful for now? Maybe you're grateful that your practice is done and you can go back to your life. Maybe you're grateful for the sun shining or the support that somebody's giving you in your current life situation. Beautiful. Have a little wriggle, rolling the shoulders, maybe opening your eyes. I take my hands together for you and I say, thanks for coming and doing this little flow. It's a little bit challenging in places, right? But you can always come off the floor in a different way, and there's no reason why you should feel bad, because not being able to get off the floor doesn't make you a bad person. It just means there's something that you can work on, and then you can have a success story, right? So let's keep working together on all those things that maybe aren't easy so that they become easy, and then we can find something new that's challenging, because without challenges, life is boring. So thank you for coming. Namaste. Until next time.